Hello everybody, welcome back. I hope you're doing great. For today we are talking about a movie. I got my notes here. I feel like it's been a bit because by the time I upload this, I have already uploaded the 2 unboxings that I recorded not too long ago. So it's gonna be a bit. I have another movie that I saw that I wasn't going to make a video about, but I'm still going to because I think it's really good, but also I got questions. The same thing with this one. I knew I was going to make a video about it, but also I ended up with so many questions that I was like, I'm doing the video either way. But I am talking about the Elixir movie. This is an Indonesia movie, by the way. It is a zombie movie. So I had it on my list for a while to see it, and then I saw it and I was like, oh, I'm making a video about it because it is a cool zombie movie. It is very intense. It is very bloody. But I liked it and I knew I was going to make a video about it, but then I got questions about things happening that I was like, why are we doing this? Can we actually not do this and actually do something else so we can survive? But still, we're gonna talk about this. This came out on October 2025. Again, it is on Netflix. You can see it. It is almost 2 hours long. It has a lot of action. Okay, I do want to say it is a zombie movie, but it's intense. Okay, it's you see a lot of blood, you see a lot of skin being ripped out, and it is intense. So if you don't like those type of zombie movies, do not watch this because it is intense. There's a lot of blood and a lot of ripping things. Okay, do not watch it if you don't like it. But if you don't mind, it's a pretty good movie. And again, because this is from Indonesia, the names are gonna be hard for me to pronounce, so I apologize. I'll try my best. I might be reading a lot because of the names, so I don't get anything wrong. I'll try my best. But let me give you a little bit of the summary and all that of the movie before we get into the stuff that I was like, not questions, but like I was annoyed by it. I was like, can we please just not do that so we can survive? Either way, they get killed, so it doesn't matter. So we get a scene of this party going on. There is this person that appears, crashes into some stuff that they had on the party. The person decides to open the door and is like, oh, this is a drunk driver. And then as soon as we see the face, we are like, this is no drunk driver, and it attacks the person that opened the door, and it stops. That's how that scene stops. That's like your introduction scene of being like, oh, these are zombies. You already know from the beginning. We go back in time. It's just a couple hours. I think they say like 5 or 6 hours, I think. And we meet a whole family. I am gonna be reading this. You have Keynes. It is Kenes. That might be a proper way to pronounce that. She, with her husband Rudy and her son Raihab. I might have yes, I thought I had the names wrong on my list. I was like, I mixed the names, but no. Keynes is the woman, the husband is Rudy, and the son is Raihan. Again, names, I'm sorry. They're visiting Sadimin, which is Kenneth, I think it's Kenneth's father, and Karina is the wife of Sadimin, and also it is the ex-best friends of Kenneth. Okay, and you also have Bam Ban, which is Kenneth's brother. This whole family 3 here, and I'll put pictures so you know who is who. But there's like, they just introduce you to all of them. There's probably more people that introduce you, but I think those are the main ones that you need to know about. Okay, they have this family business. It is a jamu business. From what I found, it has to do a lot with traditional medicine that they do a lot of it in Indonesia. It is mainly like herbal medicine, is from what I found. And the father, Sadimin, he drinks this prototype jamu, is how they call it again, and that makes him look and feel a lot younger. And you could kind of see it. It's like, that is not the same person, but it is. And even everybody is like, you look weird. You look like, what is this? This is not how you look. And he's like, I have decided not to sell the family business. We are gonna go, how is the business called? Wani Waras is how it's called. And instead he was going to expand it, there we go, and start selling the jamu thing that they called Abani Nan Haya. That's how they call it in the movie. And of course this creates an argument because I think the whole point was for him to sell it so he could take a breather and actually relax. But again, he looks a lot younger, and everybody, you can see everybody being like, "Father, are you good?" And he's like, "I'm fine. I feel fine. Can you see me? I'm younger." You know what I mean? But they're all like, "What?" And again, this whole thing of him not selling anymore creates a lot of arguments between especially Kenneth and Karina, because again, they were best friends, and the father was married before, and I think the whole thing is that the father was married to their mom, and then he cheated on the mom with her best friend, and they got married. I think that's the whole thing here. It's a whole family issues here, but I think that's the main story, because they both fight, like Karina and Kenneth fight, and I'm like, oh, that's how you know they're like ex-best friends. And I'm like, but isn't she married to your Okay, we have a lot of things going on, family issues. They don't go too into it, but you kind of know what is happening. While they're all moving to like the living room, the father Salimine, there we go. I'm just gonna keep saying father either way. He collapses, and there is something on his back. You can kind of see it. It looks like a hole, and it starts appearing on the back of his neck. And when the father wakes up, he's not good. He's already a zombie, you can tell. But everybody is like, oh no, everybody's like trying to get close to him, and I'm like, that is not your father anymore, people. I'm sorry, but he's a zombie. He doesn't look good. You all need to run. But still, they don't. He attacks one of the person that worked on the house. The brother Bang Bang is the one that kills him with an arrow to the head. I think the father attacked him and he took an arrow and just in the head, and they're all freaking out. Again, somebody got bitten by the father, so we will get that second. But again, bitten more like just ripped their skin off. There you go. So the father is dead. They ask, who was it? Addis. Which he got bitten, by the way. He's like the driver of the family. He got bitten by the father. He's good, but not for too long. Still, they're like, go to the police station, and everybody's like, what the hell? Our father is just dead. What the police gonna do? But like, it's fine. Just go find the police, get them here. We're gonna explain what happened. They will understand. And I'm here like, are you sure about that? Because your father is laying dead with an arrow on his head, and all of you are all bloody already. But fine. Addis, which again is the driver, he goes. Addis is the one that crashes on the party, by the way, which is the first thing that you see at the beginning. But they open the door, he attacks, and now everybody in that party is just getting infected, and the outbreak of the zombies start happening. And I was like, okay, we this is very quick, okay, just like that, outbreak done, let's go. So there's no like, this is what happened and all this like usual zombie movies. No, they just go right into it. We go back to the whole family thing, house where the father is dead, because again, the father attacked like 3 of them, by the way. So now all of them are zombies, and they separate. Okay, you have Kenneth and her brother Ban Ban. They're in the car because they're freaking out, and they see one of the zombies running out, and they're like, what the hell? So they'll go in the car and start driving away. Okay, so you have the 2 brothers, or the sister and the brother. The other group that you get is Rudy, which is the husband, Raihan, which is the little kid, Karina, which is wife, and the maid. There's a maid, I never got her name. She dies at some point, I'm sorry, but the maid. They'll run to the other way essentially, and they end up in the village shift, which is where the party was. Okay, which is where the outbreak of the zombies is. Okay. They're able to go inside. They call Kenneth. They're like, hey, we're here, please get here. Fine. They get there, they see the zombies, right? And I'm here like, okay, the thing is like, if I was them, I would be like, let me call again and tell them we are here, please try to get out. But no, Kenneth just starts honking, and that just attracts all of the zombies, which makes them go and drive away with all the zombies behind them, because they're just following them now because they can hear the car. And I feel like, okay, again, you don't know anything about zombies. Okay, I understand. But again, if it was me, I wouldn't have been honking. I would be just calling and being like, please try to get out. Do you want us to move somewhere else? The back? Something? Thank you. You know, instead of like honking. But that is just me. Which leaves the other group, again, alone, stuck there. They're able to leave. They go to this house, but the maid does got bit. Again, I said bit, but the skin rip off of her neck. Essentially, Rudy is the one that ends up killing her, but he gets bit on the head. Again, this wasn't ripping the skin off, but you can see the bite essentially. So when he realizes, he's like, okay, I'm gonna become one of them, so at least he has something. But before he can actually like do something, disappear or something like that, he becomes a zombie. They have to defend. So right now in the house is the little kid, Raihan, and Karina, and they push him to this other room where there's this metal thing that he gets stuck to. He's alive because the whole thing is on his like belly, but he's stuck there. He cannot get out. Also, this house is Ninshi? Can I just say Nin? I think it'll be easier. But she's the owner of the house. She is the girlfriend of Raman. Names. I should have looked about to say these names. But he's a police officer. We do see them a little bit at the beginning because she is mad at him that he hasn't proposed to her when he has the ring. He just hasn't done it. But either way, that is her house, and that's basically it. She does help Karina and the little child to defend and get the father stuck and whatever, but that is her house. So at least they're not alone now. We have Kenneth and Bam Bam, which is the brother and sister. They get into an accident, but they're able to get out of the car and run to the police station. That's when we see Raman, the police boyfriend of the other girl, and they're explaining to them. But before they can actually fully explain, if you can even call that explanation, because they could barely explain things, the commissary, who was it, the commander, gets bit. Again, when I say bit, I mean skin ripping off their body, and he becomes one. They left him inside the office. They have like the jail thing in the office part. They just throw him there, which I don't think that's very safe, because those bars have space enough for him to take an arm and just go right at it. But they left him because, again, the police guy, Raman, cannot kill it when he can see that he's not normal anymore. But still, they put him there. They barricade the door. They do all that. Great. So Nin, I want to keep saying Nin. She calls Raman, and Keenan is able to talk to Karina. They kind of fix their relationship a little bit here. A little bit at least. But at least she knows that the husband is dead, but the kid is good. That's good. They try calling for backup. They're like, hey policeman, can you call for backup? He does. Everybody dies. Why? Because they decide to shoot. Again, I know at this point they don't know that the sounds attracts them, but still, I will be silent just in case. Just in case. Because you never know. There's no backup anymore. He's like, I got nobody else to talk. I got nobody else to bring. And everybody's like, okay, we are stuck here essentially. So they're actually able to pay attention at this point, because there's like this little roof that they can get. And for some reason they have fireworks at this police station. I don't know if it got like confiscated or something. I'm not entirely sure. I don't remember. But they have fireworks. But they actually start paying attention, and they figure out that the zombies are attracted to the noise. Finally, we're like halfway through this movie and they finally figure it out. The whole thing that they do is, the three of them, the police guy, Kenneth, and the brother, what they do is they put all this gear on, helmet, chest thing, the arms. They cover themselves as much as they can. They get a gun. Again, if you know sounds, okay, we're not going there. And the whole point was for them to go out, distract them with the fireworks, get out, and get into a bike. Now, I feel like the bike is enough for two of them, and there's three. I don't know what the logic was there, but okay. Also, there's a truck like a couple more feet out, which was a bunch of people that got bitten. So it's like, couldn't you have run to a truck instead? Oh, so you could have fit there, but I don't know. They wait at night for some reason. They take one firework. I started sounding more and more frustrated, I know, but again, I was getting a little bit frustrated by this because the movie is good. I was just like, the sessions were frustrating me. One single firework, they pointed out the door, goes off, all the zombies goes there, they start running, but there's more coming from their side, so they start using the guns. That attracts the zombies, and now they're all huddled up. Just, they're stuck because they're all in the middle with little like shield, plastic stuff, just a shield, however you say that. They're there, and the zombies are around. I'm like, they're all going to die right there. But lucky them, it starts raining, which makes the zombies stop and look to the sky, because again, they can hear the rain and they're just looking to see where the rain is. Instead of just running, no, they just stay there like, oh, they're there. What? Oh, it's the rain. What? Really? So the rain stops fairly quick. They're stuck again. So Keenan runs to the truck and is able to get in the truck. And the brother and the police guy, so Raman and Bam Bang, go back to the station. Again, why not take more fireworks? Just a couple more, you know, and you can just there and just keep running like that. That would have been nice, because they had a lot of fireworks on here. A lot. And a lot more that could make a lot more sounds. So one of those that you can like turn on and like throw, and they keep making sounds for a couple of minutes. But no. Okay. So now they're stuck. Either way, we go back to the girlfriend, Ninshin, Karina, and Rudy. They go on the bike, all three of them. Very surprised. That must have been a huge bike to be able to get all three of them. But they're able to go right on time, because the husband that was stuck in the middle as a zombie was able to get out. So they're able to get out very quickly in a bike. They get to the police station. They see Kenneth stuck in the truck. And again, if you know the zombies are attracted to sound, why are we honking? Why are we doing that? Because now all the zombies are on her. Still, she's able to like throw a flare, which again, if you have that, why didn't you use it before? I don't know, but that distracts the zombie, and now all of them can get in the truck. Who got in the truck? I think all of them got in the truck. Yeah, all four of them now in the truck. So Kenneth, Karina, the child, and the other girl, they're all in the truck right now. They start driving, but Karina's the one that is driving. She cannot, I don't know if it is that she cannot get in the pedals, or she hasn't drove in a long time, or something was wrong with the stop, but she couldn't stop and she crashes to the police station. So great. To end this, yes, we are ending this already. Ninshi, the girlfriend, gets bit again by the commander. I said it. As soon as I saw the commander as a zombie in that jail thing, I was like, he's gonna bite one of them, because there's too much space. He could right there. He did. So she gets bitten. The boyfriend is there to try and defend her, but it's too late. He also get bitten. There's a lot of zombies going in. They start getting eaten. You know, they just skin ripping off and they becoming a zombie. The boyfriend proposes to her. She gets the ring. They're dead. Done. That's with them. The police guy and her, done. That's what happened with them. The other people, again, because the truck crashes with the police station, the brother Bam Bang gets stuck. They cannot get him out. Zombies are going in. They need to run. So he's like, go, it is fine, I'll stay, it is fine. So Karina, Kenneth, and the child go out. The brother, I think he has one of the fireworks. He throws it, and again there's like gas and all of that on the floor. So the police station blows up together with all the fireworks that there was on it. So the brother dies, and then we see that Kenneth, the girl, was bitten. I keep saying bitten. Is that the way they say it? On the arm. I think it was. So she's becoming a zombie, and she's like, please take care of my child and go. She kills herself. That's what she does. But again, she uses a gun, so all the zombies are going towards her. She dead. And we see Karina and Rudy, so the best friend, the ex-best friend, now best friends again, and the child in a bike running up, I'm guessing, to the city, but there's a zombie behind them that is kind of following them and go the same direction. That is not good. And then we get another scene of I think it was after the credits, if I better remember. It was a couple, they're business partners with Sadimin, which is the father. They're in Jakarta, I think. I put Jakarta, I'm not entirely sure, but I think that's where they are. And they can get a hold of him. Of course, he dead. And the woman, you can see the vial of things that the father made, and the woman took it, and she's coming out of the bathroom like, look at me. I think they're husband and wife. Look at me, like she's young again, and you see the vial, and I'm like, please tell me that's not where Karina and the child are going, because if they are, that is not good. But that's how it ends. So it's kind of telling you that either they could make another one, or it's not ending, because again, the father wasn't going to sell this at all. He probably sent it to a lot more people, so a lot of outbreaks are going to happen, which is not good. They could make another movie. Again, that is all, by the way. I know, I think this has been the quickest like review summary type of a thing that I have done on the channel. I feel like, but that's all technically you need to know. With this, again, it can make you think that they could make another one on a bigger scale in a way, or just letting you know this isn't the end and just everybody became a zombie. But again, that's the movie. Is there some other stuff that happens? Yes, but that is the main things that you need to know to understand this movie. Again, it is very bloody. You will see a lot of ripping the skin with the zombies and all of that, so if you don't like that, do not watch it. It is very intense. It's not like your zombies or like World War C stuff. No, it's more intense than that, okay? So just keep that in mind. If you don't mind any of that, then you can go ahead and watch the movie, because the movie is actually pretty, it's good, it's intense, it has a lot of actions. Pretty much everybody dies. The two that survive was very confused by, but still, it is like one of the most like bloody zombie movies that I have watched for sure. But taking that aside, the movie is good. The storyline is nice. The ending is sad and also very confusing, because the only two people that survive are the kid and Karina. The rest die. I didn't think of both of them surviving. I would think more the child being the only one that survives and running away somehow. But I didn't think Karina would survive, honestly. You don't know exactly what happens, because again, the other people became a zombie, so who knows if the outbreak keeps going where they are. Usually in zombie movies you get more of the trying to survive type of a thing, but this one, it's not like that. So instead of having like a main character that does everything and survive, you don't really know who's going to survive. You know what I mean? So it's different. Usually at the beginning you already know who the main one is and who's surviving. But still, in this one, no. In this one, they're all crazy and don't know what to do. So you don't know exactly who's going to survive or not until the end. Again, there were some parts that I wanted to throw my phone off the wall because what they were doing, and I was like, please do not do that. So we're gonna talk about it, because again, maybe because they're more of the survival type of thing, more of the family, like caring more about the family instead of surviving. Maybe that's why they made these decisions and these things were happening. But still, I was about to lose my mind, so I wrote some of them down. One, the whole thing where the friend married her dad, it took me a bit to understand, but once I took it and I understand the story, I was like, oh right. Also, I'm still very surprised that Kenneth, the sister, the daughter, was very calm. Other thing, if I see a person the way that the father is, you know, attacking people, eyes white, just ripping skin off, drinking blood, doing all of that, I would run. They were trying to get close to him to help. I would run the other direction. Though that means that I've seen other zombie movies, you know, and I would have done that. And again, I think that because they're going more for the family thing of stuff, being together, helping each other, surviving, and all of that, they're not worried or paying attention about what is happening around them and the person and all of that, how usually zombie movies are. Maybe that's why they were acting this way, but I'm just saying, me, myself, and I will run the other direction, and I'm sorry, you won't see me. I will have done. Also, the driver sending to the police station, he was hurt, he was beaten, he was okay. I wouldn't have sent him anywhere. I would have just kept him there and done, because I don't know what is happening, and I don't know if sending you out is going to bring something else. Leaving him there, I would have taken any of them going that haven't been attacked by my father. I would just, any of you go. He's staying, and also he's staying in our room because I don't know what's happening to him. But again, that is just me. The honking thing, I don't know why we're so obsessed with honking in the car and all of that. But again, I understand you don't know what is happening, you don't know about the sounds or anything like that. But again, myself and I would be like, I'm not gonna make any sounds just in case, because they look very busy eating and they're comfortable there. So I don't know if that's going to like attract them. So I wouldn't honk anything. We'd just be calling and letting them know like, we're here, where can we go, let's go slowly, and try not to make any sound just in case. But the honking was giving me, it was making me insane. And again, I understand it's probably heat of the moment, not knowing what is happening. My son is there and my husband is there. I want them with me, but still, again, the guy, the father of the child getting beaten again, he was way too calm about that. Everybody was way too calm about that. Again, you go in the room, talk to me from the door, and that's all. Thank you. Because I already seeing people getting beaten and becoming whatever that thing is, even if I don't know what that is. So just stay there, talk to me through the door. That would be me. But again, I understand he wanted to say bye to his son, so it's fine. But still, I was like, can we please do that through the door? Please. We have seen what they become when they get skin rip off. Again, putting the commander on the cellar, I already said it. Way too much space. Yoink. I wouldn't have done that. I wouldn't have done that, but they did. It's fine. It took them too long to figure out the sound thing. It's fine. I'll let it pass. I'll let pass taking the guns. I'll let pass only using one firework and not taking more with you. What I cannot pass is when Kenneth got into the truck and she started to take the gear off. Helmet, the chest thing, the arm stuff. She just took everything off. Look. That glass from that truck can break, especially when you start honking again to get the attention from people. That can break with the weight. That can just, I don't know how it didn't break with all the zombies that was on top of the truck. But I would take absolutely nothing off. Nothing. So again, I can pass the fireworks and not doing that, but still, again, why aiming for the bike instead of the truck? I don't really know why, but still, I will be not taking any gear off. That can break. Windows can break. I don't care if I'm hot, I don't care if I'm uncomfortable, that shit is staying on my body. These were just things that got frustrating for me, because I'm like, couldn't we take more fireworks? There's a lot there. We saw that at the end. Let's take a couple more. Let's just everywhere so we can run. Let's try not to use guns, because now we know they're attracted to sound. If I pew with a gun, I wouldn't do that, because I have seen other zombie movies. But again, like I said, because I think the main focus here is family, is keeping everybody together, not knowing what to do, not understanding what is happening, trying to find your family, being together, surviving your family, all of that. I understand that probably because it is more focused on that instead of like fully survival mode in a lot of those zombies movies where you have a main character that is trying to like help everybody and all of that. Maybe because of that and that difference is why they went this route. And maybe my frustration is because I have seen a lot of zombie movies that I know they wouldn't do any of this. But if I sit a little bit and think about it, it's like, okay, they're focusing more on family, not exactly surviving, but trying to find your family and actually then think about leaving or surviving, all of that. So maybe that's why there's things that I see frustrating, because I know in other zombie movies they wouldn't do it. For them, they will do it because they're focusing more on family instead of surviving, you know. So if I see it that way, makes sense a little bit, but it still makes me a little bit frustrated. Very surprised again of Karina and the child being the only ones that survive. You don't really know because there's no really main character. You can think one is they die. Very surprised that both of them are the ones that survive. I don't know why, if there's a reason or not, I'm not entirely sure. The way that it ended, I feel like they could make a second one and make it bigger and make it like more intense, and because the Shiloh and Karina come from that, maybe they can do something to help and actually make this one more of survival type instead of family. Like this one can be the origin of everything, and the next one could be like, let's survive this shit happening. That type of a thing, you know. So maybe they could do another one. I don't know if that's going to happen, but just know that those two are the only ones that survive, but some other outbreak is happening somewhere else. This is the whole thing. I think this has been like the shortest movie review I have done on the channel, but I still wanted to talk about it because it is like a movie. Okay, I do recommend it. Again, it's very bloody, ripping skin off, better than in mine, but it is good. I do recommend it. It is one of the most different zombie movies that I have seen in a while. So yeah, if anybody has seen this, let me know. Maybe there's stuff that I missed that will make me understand a little bit more the movie. So please tell me in the comments below. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you're doing great, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.